Before we get started, if you like any of these designs, feel free to pick up some merchandise down below. They've actually been printing on cycles because there's a lot more interest than I anticipated for a lot longer. So they are available right now. As soon as people are no longer interested in them, I'll take them down and they'll be gone. But right now, people are still getting them, so feel free to grab one if you want. Again, link is down in the description. Okay, so today's video is a complete overview of gang hideouts, ambushes, and through them, treasure maps. I wanted to wait just a bit to produce this till I could do a fully fleshed out guide with sufficient information to remain valuable to viewers for quite some time, and not just rush it out for maximum viewership. By now, most players keeping up with the online beta will know that you can acquire treasure maps from gang hideouts and ambushes potentially as well, while scouting the open world. Treasure maps offer a large, though randomly assigned chunk of funds in a bracket between around $80 up to $160, or even slightly more. They also award a relatively large amount of gold nuggets, which are the game's premium currency, and something like that will likely be highly sought after later down the line. The exact values are obviously up in the air and could easily be changed, but regardless, I don't see a situation where they make the open world looting any worse, considering how bad it already is, and I also don't see a likely scenario where treasure maps are made to be anything other than an easy, lucrative find that players will seek out actively. It is a treasure map after all, and also, it's a very rare drop. This right here is a map of all the known gang hideouts and a chunk of the known ambushes in the online mode as of right now. To be 100% clear, I did not create this map or contribute to its research. All credit goes to a Reddit user named Rock1Jump, and whoever else collaborated if I'm unaware, who did the research, compiled the data, and created this tool for all of us. The map shows gang hideouts and ambushes and will make it very easy for anyone interested to scout a farming route and ride from event location to event location and farm these points of interest. Before farming though, I should elaborate a little bit on how these events and drops work. Gang hideouts are not always active. Oftentimes when you reach a location it will be unpopulated, and near as I've been able to uncover, there are a certain amount of gang hideouts on the map at any one time, that is active ones, far less than the number of spawns seen on this map. When a hideout is cleared, soon after, another one of the possible locations randomly becomes populated, so there is consistently a smaller number of hideouts active on the entire map. The best method is to find a cluster, such as the hideouts north of Saint-Denis, and check as many as you can in a reasonable amount of time, clearing any that are active. Then transition to another large section of the map and check there. The other events to incorporate are the ambushes, so make sure that your route takes you through the blue marked road segments shown on the map in order to potentially trigger an ambush event and gain increased rewards through maximizing your time. Now to discuss treasure maps in particular. They are obviously a coveted item, and many players farming gang hideouts and ambushes will receive them, once in a while. Players need to be aware that this is a very rare drop, a drop that appears to be tied into a larger loot pool, and thus can be extremely punishing with its RNG. For some players, farming 2 hideouts will yield 2 consecutive maps, though that is exceedingly rare. For others, farming 20 hideouts will reward you with none, and that is quite common. An image like this is a total lie. No player should expect to have results like this, and by the way, this is the most poignant example of clickbait I have seen in a very long time. First of all, treasure maps stack into a subcategory under documents, so this can't happen, and second, because treasure maps drop in the same loot pool as consumables such as health tonics, tobacco, and valuables like belt buckles or pocket watches, and thus are exceedingly rare, to acquire this many maps, even if you ignore the fact your inventory cannot ever look like this, you would have to either have a similar level of luck as to win multiple scratch tickets in a row for very large values, or something along those lines. It can happen. It should never, ever be expected though. Treasure maps are also part of the overall drop table for all human NPC open world enemies. However, this does not apply to human enemies spawned by missions. As far as I've been able to gather, stranger missions, which spawn in enemies for players to kill in order to achieve goals, are not able to access the same treasure map portion of the drop pool, so do not expect to get them there. If I am wrong about this, please correct me, but from all sources I have accessed, this appears to be the case. Though the method is not a reliable source of income directly through treasure maps, there are other benefits to be had. Establishing a farming route of a few gang hideout locations and ambushes can allow you to accumulate a large chunk of experience rather quickly. Since you can stack bonus multipliers like headshots on top of kills or kills from horseback to increase your overall gain, getting into a rhythm can lead to great XP per hour. However, yet again, there is an element of RNG to this, since sometimes you'll scout 3 or 4 hideout locations and they will all be unpopulated. Where the method truly shines is the consumables farming. Consumables are great in PvE encounters. They are less important in PvP because you can die to a single headshot from almost any gun, but in PvE specifically they come in very handy. Due to the current economic situation, however, they are very, very expensive. This method is the fastest way in the game as of the moment to acquire health tonics, tobacco, and other consumables as well without purchasing them. They can be sold if you want in order to turn a moderate profit, but more importantly, farming through these locations will just build up a library of items which you can feel less awkward about consuming in further encounters. The method also yields a decent amount of valuables, though sometimes this gain can be spotty at best. Corpses can loot anywhere from a few pennies up to nearly $1, perhaps higher, but that seems quite rare, and as they pile up you can net an additional moderate sum from pocket watches or belt buckles and regular funds from each body. It is not on par with non-stop fishing or hunting rare exotic birds, but it is a very well-rounded method overall with a lot of different benefits. When you do get a treasure map, you are rewarded heavily for it, so it is quite possible that in short bursts, with a lot of luck, the method will be more lucrative than any other existing farming method in the entire game for both regular funds and gold bars, but definitely do not count on it. Gang hideouts also have the option to kill or spare the leader most of the time, and there were some common misconceptions about this previously, so let me clarify rather quickly. Sparing the leader does not reward a treasure map. Killing him, likewise, does not guarantee a treasure map either, and it also nets you an honor decrease. Killing the leader does give another body to access the drop table, but it is not a higher chance for a map, so the only choice here is whether or not you want to lose or gain honor. If you are okay losing honor, kill him. If you do not wish to lose honor, let him live. The honor portion also ties into the main story, and call these next bits bonus information, if you will. If I'm going to stretch this video out to 10 minutes, I'd better include enough material to make it worthwhile. While progressing through the online main story, your honor level will affect mission choices. Also, honor level ties into your accessible missions, and having either extremely high or extremely low honor is required to unlock certain quests. If you find yourself stuck on any particular completion percentage, try flipping your honor to the opposite side of the spectrum to access the next quest. Also, honor choices in missions can change the overall outcome, up to a point that you receive mission rewards a second time for doing it on that different side of the spectrum. I have not farmed this method personally, but players have forwarded to me a bunch of information about it. Another common question that I see is how to train your health, stamina, and Deadeye stats, and these answers are straightforward, but some players are not fully aware. Deadeye is raised through combat, while using Deadeye. Pretty simple, and the best method by which to maximize that is the very topic that this video is mostly about: gang hideouts and ambushes. Since there is a high concentration of NPC enemies that are not nearly as lethal as other players, you are able to charge your Deadeye up quickly and then expend it to get even more kills and keep the process going while training Deadeye. For stamina, very simple. Sprint around and don't ride your horse. This is the fastest stat to train by far, so that one's really straightforward. And lastly, we have health. This one is also straightforward too, since fishing rewards the most experience, and a lot of players already know that for the health stat. And you can also gain a little bit of health XP from fist fighting, but fishing is far more reliable, far faster, and also can reward very good income from the activity as well. I won't cover all the fishing locations here in this video. At a later time, I will do an entire fishing guide with like 10 different spots broken down from most to least profitable, but that's not quite finished yet. I also want to wait a little bit before covering further guides on earning money or other activities, because Rockstar has announced that they will in fact be adjusting the economy. So waiting for that is the next step. All the values I mentioned in this video may change, though I don't anticipate them changing all that much, and the methods will be very similar if not exactly the same, so it's not going to affect the video. It will still be relevant even after they make those adjustments. I'll be doing a video very soon, hopefully today or tonight, talking about the economy changes, discussing what the landscape may look like and what conclusions to draw if they do decide to wipe beta progress, and just giving an overview of my thoughts since Rockstar's announcement. To all those who submitted feedback on the economy, well done. Keep voicing your thoughts, keep offering up material by which they can adjust the game to better the experience of the player base, and don't let anyone tell you not to or discourage you from voicing your opinion, especially when Rockstar is explicitly asking for it. To summarize, the gang hideout locations and ambushes are a great source of consumables, a moderate source of income, a moderate source of experience, and the best way to farm for treasure maps. But do not expect to get an unlimited amount of treasure maps fast or anything like that. Let the leaders go to stay high on your honor bar, kill them if you don't care. You can hunt animals to get your honor very quickly. Hunting is a really great way to raise your honor. and just go on a rampage in a town if you want to lower it fast. Don't pay the random NPC for an honor reversal. It's not worth it at all. I don't even know why that guy's in the game. It just seems like yet another currency sink. Try flipping your honor for more story missions, and also try going back and redoing the missions and making the opposite honor choice, whether honorable or dishonorable. And yeah, that's really about it. If you want to support Upper Echelon, there are a lot of links down below: Discord server, Facebook, our website, and we do have a huge project that we just started working on, which I will drop some details on later on, perhaps if all goes well. Let me know your feedback in the comments down below, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a nice night.